Hello and welcome to Cinema Explorer. I'm Moksh.
And I'm Muskan.
And today we'll review Amazon Prime Video's new release, Gehraiyaan. The film stars Deepika Padukone, Siddhant Chaturvedi, and Ananya Pandey in lead roles, along with Gehraiyaan, Naziruddin Shah, and Rajat Kapoor in supporting roles.
Deepika Padukone plays the role of Alisha, a 30-year-old woman who is stuck in a monotonous relationship. Her life changes when her cousin Tia, played by Ananya Pandey, and her fiance Zain, played by Siddhant Chaturvedi, enter her life.
The film is directed by Shakun Batra, who has previously directed Ek Main Aur Ek Tu and Kapoor and Sons.
The film portrays the themes of modern complex relationships and infidelity. The genre of the film is domestic noir, which is not very commonly seen in India. It is a subgenre of crime fiction and is usually set in workplaces or homes. It shows toxic relationships and their fallout and especially focuses on mental illnesses and PTSD. It narrates the story in a female perspective or a female viewpoint wherein the situation she is in can get challenging or dangerous.
One film which encapsulates all this and presents a really well-made domestic noir is David Fincher's Gone Girl. It focuses on the tumultuous marriage between Amy and Nick Dunn and how they go about to destroy each other beyond limits.
Gehraiyaan also tries to include all these elements of domestic noir, but did it do a good job? Let's find out.
Shakun Batra tries to deal with a lot of themes here. He goes with the themes of infidelity, modern complex relationship, and also with the themes of noir. This creates a tonal misbalance in the film as it is not able to shift from one particular genre to another seamlessly. The first half of the film focuses on the relationship between these four characters, the problem that they face, their inner inhibitions, and the burden of their childhood. But in the second half, things take a sinister turn as the mood becomes gloomy and dark, and there's a big twist waiting for you.
But all of this is just a part of the film. When we first saw the trailer, we thought the film is all about modern complex relationships. But it does not explore that aspect in depth, despite the name of the film being Gehraiyaan.
I think the trouble is that most of the Indian films suffer with this. They try to take a lot of these things, lot of these themes, and stuff it all into one film. Whereas they could just pick one theme, go for it, and explore it to its vastness, to its variety. What can they do with that particular theme? And Gehraiyaan also suffers from that.
Although the film has a lot of potential, if only the director had pursued only one of these many aspects, the film could have been a lot more better.
In the first half, he tries to go for that relationship aspect, and in the second half, he tries to go for the domestic noir aspect. I liked both of them, but what I didn't like was the fact how he's changed from one particular genre to another. Shakun Batra is a young and rising filmmaker, and his style of subtle and nuanced filmmaking really connects with us. The way he captures his characters and the way that they do not resort to any kind of melodrama or over-the-top actions is very fresh and very new to Indian filmmaking.
The characters he creates in this film are flawed and they suffer from past trauma which is still unresolved and affects their actions. This is what makes his characters even more human and relatable.
And he has already done it twice before in his previous films Ek Main Aur Ek Tu and Kapoor and Sons. In Ek Main Aur Ek Tu, Rahul, the character played by Imran Khan, suffers from his past and that has consequences on the actions he takes in the present as well as in the future. Whereas in Kapoor and Sons, the character of Arjun, played by Siddharth Malhotra, also has similar tropes. One thing we usually see from his films are the way he extracts great performances from the star cast, and he does it here as well.
Deepika Padukone has outdone herself as Alisha in this film. Her acting is very subtle and nuanced, and the way she emotes on screen is just perfectly portrayed.
For a long time, I have felt that Deepika tries to be so natural on screen, and here as well, she tries to go for those natural reactions. The emotions do not feel forced in any way. It actually feels that she's going through those emotions during the film.
One major problem in most of the films these days is that when an actor plays a role on screen, we can't distinguish between the character and the actor that is playing it.
I think that has been seen a lot in a few actors. Like recently we saw Loop Lapeta and Taapsee Pannu could not be separated. I mean, I could hear Taapsee Pannu's voice in that character, and that was not the case with Deepika Padukone. I could feel that she was Alisha and I was feeling for her instead of Deepika Padukone. So that is a very big positive for her performance and for Deepika.
She just completely transforms herself as Alisha on screen, and I think that is very commendable. The chemistry she shares with Siddhant Chaturvedi on screen is one of the major driving forces of the film. Even though Deepika Padukone and Siddhant Chaturvedi are paired for the first time on screen, yet their pair feels so fresh.
And you are actually rooting for them, even though you know that they're not doing something right, but you still want them to be together.
Coming to Siddhant Chaturvedi's performance, he is such a charming presence on screen.
And one thing that I really like about him is how he feels so natural in front of screen, even in Gully Boy and here as well, Whenever he's in front of screen, the screen presence that he has, it feels so nice to see him there. He's a smooth talker in the film, and the way he brings about the duality of his character really stands out.
As far as Ananya Pandey is concerned, she does a very decent job in the film and does what is expected from her. Her character itself is comparably flat when you look at other characters in the film, but yet she does a decent job.
The thing that I felt here was she was not able to uplift the written material. What was presented to her, she presented it very much similarly to us, and that is why we couldn't care for her in the film.
Yeah, I think she was a victim for the most of the part of the film, yet it was so hard to root for her or even just care about her.
Coming to the supporting characters, first of all, we need to talk about Nazaruddin Shah, who does a brilliant job. He plays the role of an estranged father to Alicia, and the way he's able to bring a calming presence on screen, I just want to hug him during that particular scene in the film, and he was a perfect choice for that role. Another veteran in the film is Rajat Kapoor, and he plays the role of Zayn's business partner. And the way he goes about his business, the way he delivers his dialogues, I just love Rajat Kapoor so much, and I just enjoy his acting. And here as well, he does a commendable job.
I think casting in the film is very perfectly done, and all the actors actually suit the roles they are given so perfectly. Coming to the technicalities, one jarring problem in the film is its editing decisions. Some of the cuts are misplaced, they are either cut too soon or they're cut too late, and the timing overall could have been a little better. And there are also some issues with the lip sync, which just feels a little out of the place, I think.
I mean, like, I just kind of felt that they had to discard a lot of the shots, and a lot of the times, the actors, we could not see their close ups while they were delivering dialogues. It felt as if some of the dialogues were being performed in voiceover, and that just felt kind of weird. Like, a film of this stature, of this production, it could have been much better, and they could have avoided these small mistakes.
The overall approach of the film is very different from what we see in Bollywood these days. One aspect that adds to this different approach is the music of the film.
The songs complemented the tone of the film really well, and the placement of these songs in particular scenes was really well done. The film is an intense 2 hour 30 minutes ride, and if you're thinking going in that you might have a few light-hearted moments here or there, don't expect that. The mood is gloomy throughout, and you cannot expect those jokes or those rom-com kind of feels because it's not there. Shakun Batra and Gehraiyaan shows that the future of Bollywood is in safe hands, and you can expect something exciting from him in the coming future.
Our overall rating for the film is 3.5 out of 5 stars, and that extra zero point 0.5 stars is just for Deepika Padukone's brilliant role as Alicia. Let us know your thoughts on the film in the comments below.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
See you soon!